Typically, September is a weaker month. If you look back historically through the September months in the cycle, that echoes as well. So I think you are going to see potentially a little bit further downside action. We want to see where Bitcoin settles. It's right about at the precipice of a big resistance level here in the 110, 111 range. There's further support down at 108, and then even larger support down at the 105 level. So we're really kind of monitoring these things closely to see if there's any kind of early September flush out. But I think that regardless of where this ends up, regardless of which level this ends up, what we're going to see is a pretty steep reversal bouncing off of one of these support levels in about a week to 10 days prior to the FOMC. I think people are going to start to build up the excitement with the expectation of that rate cut. And if and when that rate cut actually happens on the 17th, provided that the CP and the PPE number, CPI and the PPE numbers hold tight on around the September 11th, September 12th releases, then it should be really smooth sailing. And I think we're going to see a bit of a celebratory market push up to the north post the September 17th date. And I think that rally is going to extend into what is likely to be a euphoric peak sometime in late October or possibly early November. Yeah, so ETH has got a really strong narrative at the moment. We see a lot of capital shifting from Bitcoin to ETH. That's typical of late stage cycles behavior. So we see a lot of people that are just migrating. But in addition to that, and this is kind of unique for this cycle, is all of the institutional money, particularly revolved around the concept of the treasury reserves, right? So we've seen that narrative play out with Bitcoin. It's been incredibly successful, very bullish. Now, all of a sudden, that same narrative is being applied to Ethereum. I think that Ethereum has been incredibly undervalued for a very long time. It is the underpinning of the ecosystem. Stable coins are, the vast majority of them are being held on the Ethereum layer 1 network in particular. And then there's, of course, this massive ecosystem as well. So I see that there's going to be a lot of support for this. The reason why I mentioned Bitcoin first is because the market kind of follows Bitcoin. So Ethereum tends to trail behind, but we are seeing a bit of a reversal of the ratio of Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is a really strong indication that we're going to see higher levels for Ethereum. That's why I'm putting my price targets so high for the end of the year on Ethereum, both because of the undervaluation and because of the significant tailwinds and the capital rotation. I would say that you're going to be paying a bit of a premium if you go into something like an ETF. Those are providing, the more traditional markets with exposure to Bitcoin, but you're paying a premium on top of that. So I would say if you want direct exposure, you should go get some. And, probably the best, most mainstream way of doing something like that is on a platform like Robinhood or Coinbase. My personal take, though, is that there is far more upside, at least in the short term, with Ethereum and some of the larger cap, call them top 10, top 15 by market cap size tokens. I just think that, again, they're sort of undervalued. Most of the money has been pouring into Bitcoin, and I think the attention is starting to shift to the others. So if your goals are short term, what should I be buying in September with the hope of making a profit by the end of the year? I would suggest looking into Ethereum, possibly Avalanche, Solana, Chainlink, some of these larger coins that have been around for a while, so they're also well established. And if you're looking for more long term goals, I think you're probably going to want to see if there's a good dip buying opportunity for Bitcoin or Ethereum. These are the two mainstays within the cryptocurrency world, and they're going to be around for a very long time with the government support, with the treasury reserves. I think we're seeing a dynamic shift in policy and procedure when it comes to the two top cryptocurrencies.